Last week, we focused on creating the more conventional chart types and techniques involved in modifying them to tell exactly the story we wanted. Now, I understand that often the standard charts are the best choice, but presumably there are times where we would use a less conventional chart.
Absolutely. Sometimes we may have a more specific requirement, or we may just need to grab our audience's attention. So this week, we're going to look at some of the new, more specialized charts that have been included in the newer versions of Excel. And we're also going to look at some creative charting techniques for creating our own specialized charts.
It is important we cover some of these exciting new features, but what about for our learners who have older versions of Excel?
Yeah, they may find that some of the chart types we look at are not available to them yet, but I would still encourage them to watch the videos. And in one of the videos this week and in the practice challenge, we will actually show them some great workarounds for creating nearly all of the charts we look at.
That's great, Nikki. So what are we starting with this week?
Well, first up, we're going to look at sunburst and tree map charts. These are examples of hierarchy charts, and they're excellent for depicting hierarchical breakdowns.
So, for example, I might use them to show sales volume by branch within region.
Great example. And then after hierarchy charts, we're going to have a look at waterfall charts. These are typically used for financial data because they allow us to show how when we add and subtract values from an initial balance, how we get to our final total. And then we're going to have a look at funnel charts.
I see quite a lot of funnel charts, easy to spot as they are a funnel shape and usually used to show the amount of potential revenue for each stage in a process.
Yeah, that's right. They're quite new in Excel and a little bit basic, but they're very easy to use. And then after that, we're going to look at probably my favorite, which are map charts. Provided with a valid geographical data set, they can actually compare values on a map. Just brilliant.
Now, when you say geographical data, do you mean the coordinates?
No, it can just be county, state, country, or city data is fine. But sometimes it helps to qualify the data. So if I were doing UK counties, for example, I would also include a column detailing if they were in England, Scotland, for example.
Fantastic that Excel is making all of these new chart types available to us. But coming back to something you said in the first week, can Excel animate our charts?
Well, it's not built in yet. But with a simple macro, yes. And that's exactly what we'll be looking at in the fourth video.
And even with all these new chart types, there may still be visualizations we want to create that aren't available yet.
Yeah, that's true. But this is what I love most about Excel. Because it gives us so much creative control, with a little imagination, we can actually create our own amazing visualizations. And we're going to look at a great example of this in our last video this week.
So loads of exciting content this week looking at hierarchy, waterfall, funnel, and map charts, as well as creating and animating our own custom charts. Download those workbooks and work along where you can. There's another fantastic practice challenge, and if you don't have all the chart types discussed, it will give you some great workarounds for the hierarchy, waterfall, and map charts. We're very excited to see the visualizations you start creating with your own data. So please post them in this week's Creative Corner. No assessment this week, so just have fun.